Shalom, it's your brother Baram, and I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekah Kodash, and double honors to the apostles and the elders and the beloved brothers of Great Millstone. The Lord is visiting spiritual Egypt, which is also called America and Babylon the Great. When we see situations like this occurring, we must consider that the time of our redemption draweth nigh. Before I play this news story here, let's grab a few precepts. Psalms chapter 77, verse 11. And it reads, I will remember the works of the Lord in all caps is Yahweh. Surely I will remember thy wonders of old. And when you consider one of the many wonders of old, look at what's outlined here in Exodus chapter 10, verse 21. And the Lord said unto Moses, stretch out thine hand toward heaven, that there may be darkness over the land of Egypt, even darkness which may be felt. I'm not sure if you brothers observed the various individuals that were affected by this outage, but people were frantic, they were anxious, they were basically losing their damn minds. One of the many synonyms for outage is also what? A blackout. A blackout meaning what? Darkness. Let's come out of this. Now let's go back to this news story here and listen closely to what they divulge.
We've been following a developing story all day long. Widespread outages nationwide affecting cell phone customers of AT&T.
Yeah, the outage began in the early hours this morning, and more than 8 hours later, still no word on when service may be fully restored or what's even causing it.
Yeah, Eyewitness News reporter Darla Miles has been following this story for us. She joins us from the newsroom. Darla.
Pedro, AT&T is the nation's largest wireless carrier with more than 240 million subscribers. And two sources now tell ABC News that the FBI, DHS, among other agencies, are urgently investigating to determine whether this outage is the result of a cyber hack, a hack, or simply some sort of technical malfunction. The investigation of the highest priority, given the first net responder network, has been affected, and that is operated by AT&T.
Now we know the Lord, according to Malachi chapter 3, verse 6, for I am the Lord, I change not, therefore ye sons of Jacob are not consumed. The Lord is very repetitive in his warnings that he sends out. And we know that this is all the work of the Lord. Consider what's written in Isaiah chapter 45, verse 7. For I form the light and create darkness, aka blackout, outages. I make peace and create evil. For I, the Lord, do all these things. Let's continue with the story.
Tens of thousands of AT&T customers waking up Thursday morning with no cell phone service and no explanation why.
FBI, their cyber people are monitoring this. But they don't know that there's anything nefarious going on.
The service started to go out around 3:30 a.m. Eastern Time. By 9:30, more than 70,000 customers had no bars on their phones. AT&T releasing a statement saying, some of our customers are experiencing wireless service interruptions this morning. We are working urgently to restore service to them. We encourage the use of Wi-Fi calling until service is restored.
From what I'm hearing, there are no issues on the internet side, the internet backbone, nothing going on there. So this is really on the cell network side.
New York, Chicago, Houston, and Atlanta all confirming outages impacting their municipal issued cell phones. But 911 service in Virginia and Ohio has been affected, as well as fire departments in San Francisco and Charlotte. But the disruption in service, a result of callers who could not get through. The 911 call centers operational the whole time.
Yeah.
You have to consider something too, brothers. Those of us who operate according to the Spirit, when all hell breaks loose and there's no cellular service and there's no 911 to call, what are these women who are emboldened going to do then? You see, this is why the scripture states, I shall make a man more precious than fine gold in a hiding place from the wind. So you women must get in order if you want to be protected. You understand, you're going to need a righteous man of the Lord to protect you in that day, because you won't have 911 to come to your rescue. But let's continue.
NYPD says that they're getting their calls into 911, including from AT&T customers, but that's what they know about.
AT&T service slowly coming back online mid-morning.
Without the network stepping forward to give us some detail, usually on social media, they would at least say, we're aware that some of you are experiencing network issues. We're working on resolving the problem. This indicates the fact that they haven't over many hours, that they don't necessarily know what the problem is.
And of course they don't know what the problem is, but we know that this is all the works of the Lord. 2 Ezra chapter 16. chapter 16, verse 18 on down. And it states, this is the beginning of sorrows, great mournings, the beginning of famine, and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. Ezra said this, what shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague. Remember, this is one of the plagues that were issued out in ancient Egypt, one of the 10 plagues, right? Darkness, tribulation, and anguish. People were in anguish today. Are sent out as scourges for amendment, but no one is considering. Verse 20, but for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Verse 21, behold, victuals, shall be so good cheap upon the earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. Even then, evil shall grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. And that's what these people were today. They were in great confusion. Consider what the Lord stated in Matthew chapter 24, verse 7 and 8. For nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence, aka darknesses, outages, and earthquakes in diverse places. And all these are the beginning of what? Sorrows. Let's come from here. And you have to consider when all this occurred in the ancient world, let's get rid of this. In Exodus chapter 10, verse 22, they saw not one another, neither rose from any of his place for 3 days. But the children of Israel had light in their dwellings. And what's the light that we're going to have in our dwellings now? That wisdom, that knowledge, that understanding of the scriptures, because as it states, this wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, right? Let's go from there to Psalms chapter 91, verse 5. You will not fear the terror of night, and or outages, and or blackouts, nor the arrows that fly by day, those missiles that I talked about the last lesson, nor the pestilence that strike in the darkness, nor the plagues that destroy at midday. And why is that? Because the Spirit of the Lord is going to be us, but the rest of the world, these people are in gross darkness and they don't have a clue what's going on. Isaiah chapter 60, verse 2. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. But the Lord shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. Let's go from here to Ephesians chapter 5, verse 8. For at one time you were in darkness, but now you are I'm excited, but now you are light in the Lord. Walk as children of light. We're likened unto those virgins who have their lamps trimmed. We're patiently waiting for the signs, for the prophecies. We're staying diligent in the scriptures. The rest of the world, specifically the 2/3, they heard the gospel of the kingdom. You know, they might have intrigued them for a moment, and then their lamps have gone out. And that's why the Lord is going to cast them into outer darkness. But those of us who are of the hopeful elect, we're going to stay diligent. We're going to be watchful. Hopefully, brothers, this quick lesson was edifying. Call halal Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Shalom.